Namaste, everybody. Welcome to our Utsahi Yoga Foundation's second session for Yoga Foundation course. So basically, we are trying to learn what matters during yoga practice. So we will be going slow, just as in a classroom, to understand the basic concepts. So what we would like you to do is to learn and understand these concepts well during this half an hour session. And also, when you get a chance later today or any day of the week, we actually recommend every day spend a little bit time to practice yoga while keeping these concepts in mind. If you are implementing these concepts, applying these concepts, you will or naturally see that the your practice has become more effective. You are able to reap the benefits of the practice well. So, as we all know, there are many different types of yoga in the world today, but we are just focusing on traditional yoga from India, which was like thousands of years ago and has been passed on from generation to generation. So, we are just focusing on what is yoga essentially and what are the main concepts that we have to understand. So, once again, we request you to just kindly sit at ease, whether you are able to sit on the floor or in a chair or doesn't matter where you are, just try to be at ease, meaning relaxing your whole body. Kindly bring your attention to yourself, keeping your eyes closed is one way of doing it. Just trying to focus on ourselves during this half an hour session, just on our yoga practice. We know that we are here, so our health is improved, and we may be having health concerns in different ways, whether it is physical, whether it is mental stress, emotional issues. So there can be, our health can be affected in many ways. So we are trying to get all possible benefits from our yoga practice. So let us first start with learning about relaxation and breathing, just as we did in the last class. So we will first revise what we learned just for a few moments, and then we will proceed on to new concepts. So we will begin with relaxation as thorough as possible. Keep your eyes closed. Try to focus on the whole of your body, all the way from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Try to make a mental note of every part of your body. If you're holding any part of your body tight, try to just loosen it. Slowly, you'll gradually will cultivate that art of relaxation, meaning as soon as you get into your self practice, you will automatically start relaxing the whole body, releasing the tension from every part of the body. Initially, it takes a little bit of effort to do it. And now, please make sure you are not thinking about anything else other than you yourself here in class. Now, slowly, once you feel that your whole body is as relaxed as it possibly can be, your mind into your practice, not thinking about anything else. That will help you relax mentally as well. Now we will proceed on to breathing. Pay attention to your breathing. Please bring your breathing to normal. Slow breathing, which it should not be fast paced. Sometimes, if we are in a rush or we come to yoga class without keeping much time beforehand for ourselves, then we may be racing, our heart may be racing, our breathing may be faster. So, or if you're thinking about something else before, that also will cause that. So let us now try to slower that rate of breathing. Now, once we are able to come to normal breathing, then we will go one step further. Deep breathing. Slowly Now lengthen the duration that you are inhaling for. Breathe in, slow, deep breath, followed by breathing out. Slow and long breath out. Let's continue breathing in and breathing out in a deep, long way. So breathe in, long, deep breath, followed by long exhalation. As we continue this deep breathing, we'll add one more step that will help us further relax. So breathing in, as we breathe out, we recite a melodious universal sound which will relax us further, which will reduce our stress. Let's try together, please. After inhalation, during exhalation.
Hi, Vijaya.
Let's try one more time together. Inhalation, deep, long inhalation, followed by exhalation and air. Please sit in silence. Learning to practice in silence is also important for our yoga practice. That will help us focus more on ourselves. We do not need anything other than ourselves, our peace, for our practice. We need not rely on any music or anything else for us. We can just slowly, gradually learn to practice, learn to bring that peace within us. As long as you are in a safe, clean environment, you should not have anything else to worry about. Just try to keep your mind to your practice. And in this silence, you are developing more. You are developing also spiritually. So this will also help you if you are interested to grow spiritually. Now, in your eyes, please. We will slowly learn. Once again, we will revise the basic concepts that we learned, basic principles, I should say, of Utsahi Yoga. So it is very important for us to learn these and remember these throughout our yoga practice, not only during this foundation course. So that is how we will learn that we will observe that we are actually improving. So if you focus on these, that will be very beneficial for you. Firstly, please do not hold your body tight throughout your yoga practice. Okay. So as we started off, relaxing ourselves, right? So we have to try to come back to that state of relaxation as often as possible. You have to keep checking on yourself. Just take your awareness to different parts of your body. Are you without your knowledge, are you holding yourself tight? Then slowly put those efforts to relax yourselves. And
Hey,
as I
Vijaya.
mentioned, with gradual practice and regular, consistent practice, that will happen automatically as soon as you start your yoga practice. Okay. So relaxation is very important. Please do not hold your body tight. At the same time, as I mentioned before, try to stay away from all visual distractions. You can keep your eyes closed, practice to yourself. So that will also help you relax your mind. Okay. Second thing is do not hold your breath. As I was mentioning before, we are now first step is to come to normal breathing. And in some aspects of the practice, we are going for deep breathing. Some other aspects of practice, we will be going for like rhythmic breathing, pranayamic breathing. We may even be holding our breath for a moment, for some moments. But as during throughout our normal practice, please try not to hold your breath. Keep breathing normally. Keep breathing normally. Just pay attention to the instructions for that practice. Just be aware of what aspect of the yoga practice you are following. And depending on that, you may have to vary the pattern a little bit. Please continue to breathe normally, otherwise, if not mentioned specifically. So please do not hold your breath. And thirdly, as we mentioned last time, do not overdo. Always keep your health, your ability in mind. So the first step we always recommend is for new registrants. Please do check with your doctor, see how your health is, what is permitted for you in terms of physical movements even. So then you can select the aspects of the yoga practice, which asanas, which practices are okay for you, are allowed for you. It should not be harming you in any way. So if you already have a health concern, there is a possibility that by selecting the wrong asanas or wrong aspects of yoga practice, you may aggravate the problem. So please try not to do that. Do not overdo. Check yourself, understand your health, and work with us to select those practices that are going to be beneficial for you. Then fourth one is do not get disappointed. So if you are not able to do anything that is just like someone sitting next to you or your instructor, please remember each of us is built in a different way. Each of us have different abilities. So here we are only to focus on ourselves, only to focus on how we can go to the next step, how we can improve. All right. So just understanding that is also very important. Do not get disappointed. As I mentioned, with gradual, regular, consistent practice, you will be seeing improvements. You will get to that desirable stage. Okay. Now, the fifth one is rest is a must. As Guruji always reminds us, we have to remember to take rest in between sets of practices. During rest is when we are recovering. Our body is gaining energy. Our body is getting rid of unwanted elements. So please make sure you are taking rest in between various practices. So I wanted to just remind you of the basic principles. So do not hold your body tight, do not hold your breath, do not try and overdo, do not get disappointed, and rest is a must. So these are something that Guruji always mentions to us. So we have to remind everybody about it. Please keep those in mind. And also another idea that I would like for you to understand is when we are practicing yoga, we recommend you practice for your own benefits every morning if possible. But however, having said that, everybody's schedule is different. So if you're not able to practice in the morning, just try and keep one duration or one time of the day dedicated to yourself, even if it is 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on what's possible for you. Keep that time dedicated for your yoga practice and try to do it every day. If every day is not possible, of course, the next best thing to do is every other day or as often as possible during the week. So please try and remember that also that I have to carve a little bit time for myself, for my own health improvement. If that happens, then I will be able to serve others or do my duties in a better way. So try to keep that timing for you and also try not to be full in stomach. You should not be eating before yoga practice. Try to keep about half an hour to hour gap before the practice and after the practice as well. At least about half an hour before you eat something. If you have eaten lunch, then of course you need longer duration to start your yoga practice. Similarly, just heavy breakfast or dinner, try and keep longer gap, like an hour or more. Then you will feel lighter. Only when you're feeling light, you can start your yoga practice. Then your practice becomes more comfortable. You will not feel queasy. All right. So just try to remember that as well about meal consideration. So firstly was timing, duration, or time of the day. Then how you should feel. You should feel light in the stomach. And also thirdly about clothing. Just wear any comfortable clothes. If you are at work in office, we still say you can practice certain aspects of yoga throughout the day. So if you're in your work clothes, you can still select some of those and we will help you select those practices. All right. So now we have gone over the basic principles that we always specify, highlight, and focus in Utsahi Yoga. And secondly, what are the considerations about timing, about meals, about our clothing? All right. So having said that, now we are going back to our yoga practice. Please remember these 5 sessions are just going to be like a classroom. So we are going a little slow. We are learning what is more important to remember during yoga practice. And then when you start your self practice or when you join a regular class, you can still follow these and get more benefits. Now, let us go back to physical cultural exercises. We have about 15 minutes for our practice now. So let's go back to physical cultural exercises as we had started before. We are now starting with our upper extremities. We had done this in the first session. We are revising now and also adding a few new ones. So firstly, slowly open up all your fingers, stretch them, stretch them, stretch them, please. As you make your fist once again, closing your fingers, start breathing in. Breathe in. Hold the position, please. Slowly as you breathe out, while stretching once again. Breathe out. Let's do this just one more time. Breathe in. Hold. Out. Now please bring your palms together in Namaste. We are taking care of all the various joints of our body, even the smallest ones in our fingers, right? So breathe in as you push all the 5 fingers against the opposite, respective finger of the opposite hand. Feel that pressure, please. Hold that position. Benefit from that pressure and that movement. Breathe out. Hold again. So 4 stages here. Action, during which you're breathing in, holding. That is the second phase, hold there. And third is breathing out as you come back to the starting position. Hold this, just stay there for a moment to take rest. Okay? Now we are bending our wrist to one side, breathe in. So this is helping our wrist as well as our arms, your fingers, palms. Hold, please. Out and relax. Breathe in. Please feel the effects of the practice. Please focus on that. Out and relax. You're just going to do twice every movement for now in the interest of time. Please try and synchronize breathing along with the movements. Synchronize breathing. So the slower you go, you are actually gaining more strength in that part of the body. So please try not to rush. Also, we are developing more patience, right? So that is very important, developing patience. Now, let us go ahead for rotation at our wrists here. Make a fist of both your palms, please. Slow rotation in one direction, along with breathing. Breathe in as slow and as long as possible. Breathe out as slow, as long as possible, along with the movement. So you can see whether you can cover half the rotation with breathing in, then followed by another half of breathing out. Now, slowly turn your fist to the other side, slow rotation in the opposite direction. You will gradually be able to do this in a better way. In the beginning stages, sometimes there is a little bit of confusion. Don't worry about that. As long as your wrists are getting the movements that are needed, right? And we are trying to do them slow. That is the other thing we are trying here. Now let's raise our hands parallel to each other. If you feel you're not able to sit in the same position for long, you are welcome to change the position. We are only trying to focus on one part of the body at a time. So the rest of the body has to be stable. You're welcome to change the position. Then now we're going for rotation at our elbows. Breathe in, slow, long breathing along with movements. Breathe out and relax, please. No rush. Go slowly. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Now let's try this in the reverse direction, please. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Now let's go for rotation at our shoulders. Either you can just rotate it in this way without releasing your hands, or if it's possible, you can release your hands. Please synchronize breathing with slow, gradual, regular practice. You may be able to breathe much longer than half a rotation. Breathing in for almost the entire rotation. And then as you breathe out, you can just relax here. Okay. So we will first slowly start lengthening that breathing in and breathing out, along with making the movement slower. So the rotation is synchronized with the breathing. You have to try and find that better, what's better for you, what you're able to do more easily, more comfortably. Now, after rotating in one direction, we are going for rotating in the reverse direction. Once again, breathe in as long as possible along with the slow movement, please. Just focus on your shoulders now. Okay, breathe out and slowly come back to the starting position and relax your arms and hands. Just one more time, please. Between, you may not hear my instructions, but we would like you to know and start being aware of the practice you're doing so you can do it yourself also. All right, so we are now slowly trying to do self practice as well. So every step you can try to remember what am I doing? What am I focusing on? Right? Now let us extend our legs, please. We are now going for lower extremities. Breathe in, bend your toes at the same time if you like. Stretch your feet also. Hold that position. Breathe out, bring your feet down, and stretch your toes. So see what is more, whether you want to just do breathing in and breathing out with only the toe movements, or you would like the feet also at the same time. So you can do them separately or together. So feel a good amount of stretching on the legs when you are also moving the feet. So we have now given movements to all the joints in our toes, and also we have stretched our feet. So our legs are also stretching, right? Along with breathing in and breathing out. Try and keep your legs slightly apart, please. We are going for rotation now at our ankles. Please remember to synchronize breathing. Rotating in one direction for a couple of rotations and then slowly rotating the other direction. Please remember that as we because we do not do these simple movements is why we start getting stiffness in our body. Right? So now we have taken care of our legs. Let us now slowly come to our neck. Okay? Now slowly as you breathe out in the neck movements, we are breathing out first. Bend forward. Please try and keep your back straight. So when Neck and head are bent here. Hold the position. Slowly as you breathe in, raise your neck up, bend backwards. And these are the sort of movements that you can even do during the daytime at your office desk. Take a little bit of well-deserved break during a busy day. Give this relaxation to your body and mind. Breathe out once again. Bend forward, please. Feel that stretching in the back of your neck. Breathe in as you take your neck backwards. Bend backwards. Now you feel stretching on the front of your neck. Compression on the back of your neck. Come back to the starting position, please. We are going for sideways turning now. Breathe out as you turn on one side. Rest of your body is still stable, facing forward. However, your neck and head are moving. Turning now to the other side. Hold it. So today we're trying to bring your awareness to also your posture. Please try and keep your back straight. Simple practices. Relax, please. Relax. Just a couple times on both sides should be good enough for starters. Now, as you continue doing your self practice, you are welcome to go for more sets if you're feeling comfortable or ready for those. Now, sideways bending, stretching on one side of the neck. So you breathe out as you bend, breathe in as you come back. Down on the other side, as you bend on the other side. Hold please. Breathe in and come back. Now, once more time on both sides. Wonderful. Breathe out. Now, please bend forward. We're going for neck rotation. So, one side. Connect to the back. Connect to the other side. Very slowly, otherwise you will feel giddy. Come back to the starting position. Slowly as you breathe in. Please remember that the body is stable, your back is straight. Rotation as you breathe out. Please try a couple of rotations in the reverse direction now. In as long as possible for you, followed by breathing out. Very slowly, please. Relax. So now we have to conclude our yoga session for today with just these practices. But what we would like to do before we disperse is just to remind you, all of you, please make sure you have registered using the one-time registration form on our website, utsahiyogafoundation.com and also and also please make sure you leave a message for us during this class so we can count your attendance for the certification for the yoga practitioner certification, which will help you with your own self-practice or when you are going to join any regular classes. What are the things that you have to follow? That is what you're learning in this yoga foundation course. Now, Also, before we part, we will like to remind you that we learned the yogic basic principles of yoga, Utsahi yoga, in our last session. We revised it this session, and we also learned about how important breathing and relaxation is. We learned about what are the considerations in time in terms of time of the day and meal considerations and clothing for our yoga practice. Now we also learned about posture today. So what we have to remember is, please, when you're sitting anytime, whether you're sitting on the floor, you're sitting at your desk, try this one thing for the next week, okay? Along with your breathing and relaxation and those basic movements that you can try at your desk or during the day, also try your posture. Try to keep your back straight, aligned with your neck and head, whether you're sitting, standing, driving, just try this, please. This is a very important aspect of practice, keeping our posture in mind. So, by doing this regularly, you are strengthening your backbone, your spinal cord, and we are as young as our spinal cord is. That is what Guruji reminds us always. So please, if we are able to keep our backbone or spinal cord stronger, we will look younger, we will feel younger, okay, as we age. So please try this practice, keeping your posture in mind. Just try to keep your back straight, aligned with your neck and head. Elongate your back. So one simple practice is just stretch your hands up, up, and you will feel that your back is stretching. Okay? So try that please for the next week. Try to focus on what we learned today. Remind yourselves. And when you have a few moments for your self practice, please go to our YouTube channel. There are several different videos. And please, we would recommend you to spend some time for your self practice while keeping these concepts in mind. I hope you made notes today, and we will see you next session again to learn more important concepts again for our yoga practice. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, feel free to message us at any time using our Facebook Messenger or our contact form on Utsahi website. And I will leave that information on the chat as well in Zoom here. And we will see you next time. Please, thank you so much. We will see you again next time. Please attend regularly. Namaste. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Have a great day. Great rest of the day. Attendees in Zoom, thank you again. We will see you next time. And if you have any questions, please do feel free to message us.